Can't Always Cook, and today we're going to be making coffee face and body scrub. I know that's a little bit different, but I was thinking about the Love Food Hate Waste video I did, that was the banana pudding video, and it's something that I kind of like to do on a regular basis, maybe one video every month or every 2 months, depending on how it goes. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is something that I've been wanting to make for quite a while. I've had my coffee grounds waiting, dried out and everything. So yeah, let's do it. So of course we're going to need the coffee grounds. I've got about 35 grams here. 35 grams of shea butter, so that's the same amount as the coffee grounds. About 15 grams of coconut oil, some olive oil, and a bit of cinnamon. I always like to use ingredients that are as natural as possible, especially when I'm making these kind of things that I can buy from the shops, like face scrubs or conditioners and that kind of thing. I feel that if I'm going to go through the trouble of making it myself, I may as well just use ingredients that are as natural as possible, just because, you know, it just makes more sense to me that way. But yeah, let's go right ahead. This container I just got from IKEA. They have lots of them, they're really cheap, and I love them just because you can seal them and it's sort of airtight, so whatever you keep in there should stay fresh for quite a long time. I'm really not making that much. I've only got about 35 grams of coffee here, just because I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through all of it, and I don't want to make loads and have it sitting around in case it goes bad and that kind of thing. It shouldn't do, because I'm not really using anything that should go bad, but one really important thing is that you dry out your coffee grounds. Make sure that they are as dry as possible. Otherwise, yeah, that can attract moisture and that will cause mold and stuff to grow, and you don't want to be putting that on your face. So let's get straight to it. So I've got the coffee and I'm just gonna throw that in there. Now for the shea butter, I'm gonna want to melt it, but I don't want to put it in the microwave just because I feel that it might melt it. I don't want it to get hot and denature all the good stuff that's in there. So what I'm going to do first of all is just use a plastic bag to use the heat of my hands to warm it up. And so I'm just going to go like that and sort of squeeze it around. Generally just use the heat of my hands to warm it up, to loosen it up, help it to become a little bit less solid, and then I'll put it in a hot water bath and get it, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to heat it up, I don't want to get it hot, but I do want to make it a bit softer to make it easier to work with. So I'll just do that for a while and get back to you when it's done. Alright, so now as you can see, the shea butter is a lot softer and a lot easier to work with, and I've just done the same with the coconut oil. The coconut oil I think is fine to go in just as it is, but I want to loosen up the shea butter further, so I'm going to put it in some, not boiling hot water, but hot water, and yeah, just loosen it further. Alright, so we're done with those two, and we're just going to add those into the coffee mixture now. And to do that, I'm just going to grab the corner of the bag. So rather than trying to get it through the top, I'm just going to cut off the corner, and hopefully, well, yeah, I should be able to just squeeze that all in there now. Yep, so that's the coconut oil. And I'll do the same for the shea butter. Alright, so this is what we've got so far, and I'm just going to mix that in before the stuff starts to set. I don't want it to get hard again before I've mixed the coffee in. So right now what I've got is a really thick mixture, and that's why we've got the olive oil, just to make it a bit thinner. Now, I mean, you could use it like this. But remember that when the shea butter and the coconut oil get cold, it's going to solidify. So the olive oil is here just to sort of break that up a little bit. So I'm not going to use that much because it's already quite an oily mixture. So just enough to sort of lighten it up so it's not as thick, so that it's maybe a little bit more fluid. So I'll put a tiny bit more in there, mix it up. And I think that should be fine. So yeah, it falls, but not as liquid does. Yeah, I think that's fine. A lot of people use sugar in their scrubs, but I don't want a very abrasive texture to it. I think it should be fine just with the coffee. and yeah, it smells quite good. You get the smell of the coffee, quite a bit of the olive oil as well. Yeah, so I've got unrefined oil, but you could use I guess a lighter olive oil if you wanted more of the smell of coffee in there. But that's why we've got the cinnamon. That should give it a nice smell as well. So I'm going to use just a little bit, maybe 3 shakes. That should be fine, and that should just make it smell really, really nice. So I'm really gonna mix that all in, and once you're happy with the consistency of it, this is how I like my scrubs, but of course feel free, if you're going to make it, to do it any way you like. The beauty of this recipe, or the beauty of this scrub, is that you can make it with things that you're going to throw away and that you have in your house anyway. You don't really need to have the shea butter. I just like that it's quite moisturizing. But you could use, substitute that for more coconut oil. You could use sugar if you like. Some people like white sugar, some people like brown sugar because that's a bit more, it exfoliates a bit more gently than white sugar does. And but yeah, this is great. And it smells really, really good. Again, this is, the flavor is something that you can play around with. So instead of using cinnamon, you could use maybe nutmeg, you could use essential oils. There's so many different things you can do with it. And yeah, it's just a really great little scrub that you can make in about 5 minutes. And yeah, that's it. So I hope this I hope this was useful to you in some ways. I hope that it inspires you to get out there and experiment with your coffee grounds, see what kind of flavors you can come up with. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And so yeah, let's do it. That's gonna be so hard to edit.